Hello students, this is your social science class. Today we are going to know about Introduction to History, which is the first chapter of our social science. Under the history we will be having more lessons. So to study about that lesson, first we should know what is history. So about that we are going to learn about this lesson, Introduction to History. In this lesson, we are going to learn about meaning of history, the uses of history, sources of history, contribution by the Europeans in the construction of Indian history. Especially, we are going to learn from this lesson about meaning of history. So children, what is the meaning of history? It is the systematic presentation of past events. So history is the systematic presentation of past events. In the ancient period, many number of events happened. So about that, we are going to learn the history. So what is the meaning of history? हिस्ट्री यानी तारीख को तरतीबवार बताने को हिस्ट्री कहते हैं। वाक़ियात जो गुज़रे हुए दौर में जो वाक़ियात गुज़रे हुए हैं उनको तरतीबवार से बताने के लिए जो रिकॉर्ड्स मौजूद होते हैं, सिस्टमैटिक प्रेजेंटेशन देते हैं, तो उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? तारीख़ यानी हिस्ट्री। बाय स्टडिंग द हिस्ट्री वी विल गेट टू नो अबाउट द जर्नी ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, हाउ द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स केम इनटू द एग्जिस्टेंस, how we started to lead a life, how we became civilized, how he led his life in ancient period, how it has developed. So history introduces the journey of human beings and it also tells the failures and success of ह्यूमन बींग्स इन दैट जर्नी। हिस्ट्री हमें क्या बताता है? गुजरे हुए दौर की और इंसान की जर्नी, उसकी शुरुआत किस तरह हुई और वो अपनी ज़िंदगी किस तरह से गुजारते थे। आज जिस दौर में हम ज़िंदगी गुजार रहे हैं वो किस पर मुनहसर था। और हिस्ट्री हमें क्या सिखाता है? फेल्यूर्स यानी कामयाबी और नाकामयाबियों के जो गुजरे हुए वाक़यात में हुए हैं उनको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए आगे की ज़िंदगी हम किस तरह गुजारनी चाहिए, इन सब को हम जानने के लिए हिस्ट्री बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। सो वाइल एक्सप्लेनिंग द हिस्टोरिकल इंसिडेंट, द एक्यूरेसी ऑफ टाइम, प्लेस एंड पर्सन्स इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट। दिस मीन्स there is a clarity about when the incident took place, where and by whom. It means कहाँ पर मौजूद हुआ था, कब वाक़या हुआ था और किसने इसको ईजाद किया। Without these clarities, history becomes story. Story will not become the history. If the story wants to become a history, it should have the proper or accuracy of time, place and person, otherwise it will be the just story. It may be the true or it may be the lie. अगर तारीख़ जानने के लिए इन तीन चीज़ों को, ये नुकात को हम मद्देनज़र रखते हुए जब हिस्ट्री को जानना शुरू करते हैं तो इन तीन चीज़ों को जानना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। विदाउट दिस यानी इनके बग़ैर हिस्ट्री जो है बिल्कुल सच्ची नहीं लगती, यानी कि ये कहानी के बराबर होती है। कहानी जो एक ऐसा वाक़या होता है जो कभी सच नहीं रहता, हो सकता है वो झूठ पर ही मुबनी हो, झूठ बनाया हुआ हो। नेक्स्ट चिल्ड्रन, डिफरेंस बिटवीन स्टोरी एंड हिस्ट्री। यहाँ पर दो जुमले दिए गए हैं जिसको आप जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि इसमें कौन सी कहानी है और कौन सा वाक़या है, यानी हिस्ट्री कौन सा है या और स्टोरी किसे कहते हैं। तो आइए देखते हैं कहानी और तारीख़ में क्या फ़र्क है। Once upon a time there was a king in a place he fought a war. Second sentence, Ashoka who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BC fought the Kalinga war. In the first sentence, Once upon a time. There is no accuracy of time, no proper place, and no person, particular person. So it is just a story. It will not become a history. So Ashoka, who ruled Pataliputra in 261 BC for the Kalinga war. Here the accuracy of time 261 BC. Name of the person Ashoka, and the place was Kalinga. So this is about the difference between a history and history. So while explaining the history, accuracy of time, place and person is important. Then only we can consider that it is incident is a history. Now, who started the study of history? For the first time, the systematic of study of history was started by the Greeks. Here, Herodotus from Greece was the first to show the world how to construct the immensely valuable history. So he is considered as a father of history. Herodotus was considered as the father of history. He belongs to the Greek, so he was called as a father of history. Children, here you can see the image of Herodotus, who is known as the father of history. So, who is called as a historian? The one who construct history. The one who studied about the history. He was considered as a historian. For the history, sources are very important. Without source, there is no history. Then what is the source? Source are the basic materials necessary for the construction of history. Simply we cannot say or we cannot explain some incident and events. So for that we have to need some proof or evidence to the particular authentic about history, and it helps to the construction of history. Here let us see the types of history, sources of history. In detail we will learn. Sources are broadly classified into two: literary sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources is again classified into two types: written literature and oral literature. Literature which is in the written form, oral literature which is there is no written records. Here under the written literature they are native literature and foreign literature. Under the oral literature, folk songs, stories, ballads, myths and legends. It has transformed from mouth to mouth. Next, about archaeological sources of history. Archaeological sources are nothing but physical remains, are the ruins of the things used for the construction of history in the past event, are called archaeological sources. In ancient period, बच्चों आर्कियोलॉजिकल सोर्सेस यानी पिछले लोगों से तामीर शुदा और इस्तेमाल शुदा चीज़ों को जो ज़मीन में दबे हुए होते हैं, जब खुदवाई के वक्त खुदवाई के ज़रिए बाहर निकाला जाएगा, इनको हम आर्कियोलॉजिकल सोर्सेस यानी सबूत कहते हैं. Here under the archaeological sources it has been classified into four types. They are coins. You will be knowing in a different types of coins circulated. Inscriptions are nothing but the engraved writing. Monuments, you know that, mosques, temples, buildings, palaces and many more places. Next, pieces of the pots and other artifacts. So this is about the types of archaeological sources. Sources are broadly classified into literary source and archaeological sources. Next, India as introduced by the Europeans. How the Europeans told about the history, how they wrote about the history of India. As you know that in the ancient period, Europeans came to India for the purpose of trade. Here Jesuit priest arrived in India in 16th century, undertook a systematic study to understand the lifestyle of Indians. So in that, Heinrich wrote, who was settled in Agra, he translated Sanskrit grammar into Latin language about 350 years ago. A century later, Father Caudax identified that there are many similarities between Sanskrit and the European language. So, British officers also tried to understand the history of tradition, custom, values, beliefs and laws of the Indians to strengthen their trade relationship. During the time of 1765, they got the Diwani right to collecting the tax. They should know about the tradition, custom, values, beliefs of the Indian. So they started to learn about the Indian custom, values, beliefs to strengthen their trade relationship among the people of India. Some administration were attracted towards the Indian literature and culture. You all know that India is having a very rich culture and tradition and heritage country. As a result, Manu Smriti, Bhagavad Gita and other great literary works were translated into English language. Here, one more person, Sir William Jones, one who studied about the Indology. Indology means the study of India. One who contributed immensely to the study of Indology is Sir William Jones. He came to India as a judge of Supreme Court in Bengal and established the organization which was called Asiatic Society in 1784 century at Calcutta. He means during the time of 1784, Sir William Jones came to India as a judge of the Supreme Court for the first time. Supreme Court was established in Calcutta. So he established one organization which was called Asiatic Society in the year 1784 century, and he contributed immensely to the study of Indology. He was a multilingual expert and translated the work of Gita. Multilingual expert means he was knowing the many languages and translated the great work like Gita Govinda which was written by Jayadeva. um, Now let us conclude it and come to a conclusion as to what we have studied in this lesson. Thus, Europeans have been successful in introducing a novel way of understanding and constructing history to the Indians. In this way, they have provided Indians a new process of thinking and a new perspective to construct the history. Children, now you have the new words from this lesson and which you have to learn the meanings of them. Jesuits. The first one is Jesuits. In 1534, Ignatius Loyola established the Society of Jesus in Paris. This is a main religion congregation of the Catholic Church. The members of the Society of Jesus are called Jesuits. बच्चों, जेजिट्स यानी इग्नेशियस लोयोला ने 1534 यानी 1534 सन ईस्वी में प्रेस में जेजिट्स नामी एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की बुनियाद रखी थी। ये कैथोलिक लोगों के लिए, ओनली सिर्फ मेल लोगों के लिए एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रखा था और कैथोलिक के मेंबर्स को हम जेजिट्स भी कहते हैं। Missionary, the religious preachers who are sent to a foreign country to spread Christianity. यानी गैर मुल्की ईसाई मज़हब की तबलीग करने, आम करने के लिए भेजे गए एक अंजुमन को कहते हैं। इंडोलॉजी, द ब्रांच ऑफ नॉलेज साइंस विच स्टडीड द कल्चर ऑफ एंड हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया। यानी कि हिंदुस्तानी इल्म, हिंदुस्तानी तारीख़ और तहज़ीब के ताल्लुक़ से जानने के तरतीबवार जानने को हम क्या कहते हैं, इंडोलॉजी कहते हैं। एंड द लास्ट वन इज़ ओरिएंटलिस्ट, द यूरोपियन स्कॉलर्स हु आर इंटरेस्टेड इन द हिस्ट्री, कल्चर एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी ऑफ द ईस्टर्न कंट्री। यानी मशरक़ी मुल्क, वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ की हिस्ट्री और वहाँ की तहज़ीब को जानने की दिलचस्पी रखने वालों को हम क्या कहते हैं, ओरिएंटलिस्ट कहते हैं। I hope children you have understood the concept of this lesson, Introduction to History. Thank you children.